here.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Otherworldlyculture.com presents Dead On Movie Reviews.
Oh, there I am. Salutations and mutilations. You're listening to Otherworldly Culture Presents Dead On Movie Reviews. Tonight, we'll present horror movie reviews and lively debate here on otherworldlyculture.com and on future select Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 7 Mountain and 6 out there in Los Angeles. And yeah, so you can always get to our show by clicking on live shows on otherworldlyculture.com. I'm your host, Tim Kretschmann, coming to you from the east coast of Lake Michigan. It's my honor to introduce the Faculty of Fear panel presenting tonight's lectures. There it goes. Yoo-hoo! And that's not right. Unbelievable. That's just awesome. There. We had them blocked off. Okay, we're going to start. I don't know why that happened. Adam, you know, and I talk about that stuff because there's a lot of people that just listen to the audio. So now they're curious and they should want to watch the video. That's literally the only thing that's going to happen on video. So, first I'd like to introduce Adam Holtzapfel. He's our hardcore otherworldly culture columnist, and he won't brag about it, but he is, in fact, the Taco King. And if you don't believe me, check out his Film Feast episodes and see his culinary art in action. His text articles and other content is a newly formed backbone to the website. He's back for another appearance on Dead On Movie Reviews. Hello, Adam.
Hey, Tim. How's it going?
It's fantastic. So glad that you could join us this evening. Now, dialing in at any moment, we don't know when because she's getting herself ready, but she'll be on any moment, is our good friend Danielle McKay. She's an actress and now the director with a Buck Short Productions. Buck Short Productions is 100% pure, uncut underground horror coming straight from the new vein of terror, Atlanta, Georgia. So Danielle will be joining us at any moment. And next, we have the man that we call the face of Jason, a sincere zombie apologist. It's the man of two voices. It's Coach Michael Axler.
Hey, Tim, thanks for having me on.
Hey, there's the energy level that I've been craving. Thank you so much, Mike. Oh, hey, it's been a big week. We've had a lot of content that went out on the website. People should check it out. And now we're here to do Dead On Movie Reviews. And this time, to shake things up just a little bit, we're going to put on Mike as our first lucky contestant on the show. Mike, what have you been watching?
What am I a contestant of? Do I get stuff?
No.
Everything?
Absolutely not.
Damn it.
Do you remember which movie you did? Do you remember?
What? Did I do what?
Did you remember what movie you did? Because a lot of the images I'm putting up there are in Chinese. And that won't help you.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I went and saw the 2019 film. I didn't go anywhere. I just rented it. But 2019 film Escape Room. This was... it's actually interesting. IMDb lists this as an action, adventure, drama. So they don't even list this as horror. So I guess I can't even review this.
That's okay. Remember, our new otherworldly culture, we're a little bit more broad-minded than we were in the past. And by that, I mean, I think about broads all the time.
We do. But there's... it's ridiculous that horror's not on there. Like, I can see drama. I can see action. I don't know where the adventure is, but anyway, I'm talking far too long about taglines on IMDb. But yeah, the main plot of this film is six strangers find themselves in a maze of deadly mystery rooms and must use their wits to survive. So
Wow.
obviously, it mirrors. I don't even know if it's not a new trend, and I guess they're still around. I see advertisements for them, but escape rooms. I don't know anybody that's ever. I think I have a few friends that have been to a few, but I don't think it's a big thing anymore. Do you guys? Is that
Actually, I follow, as you know, I'm a roller coaster nut, so I read a lot of blogs about theme parks, and it's actually kind of growing. Escape rooms because people consider them inexpensive theme park alternatives. Yeah, I don't think they're all that inexpensive. The one by us that I saw and I almost walked into was like $60 a person, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Huh.
So, but we have maybe 3 in the Milwaukee area. So I don't know if cities with actual activities to do have less, or I don't know.
I think there's a bunch in Pittsburgh actually. Um,
Well,
I just don't.
see, where I see them going in is in these empty spaces in the malls because nobody wants to go to malls anymore. All the
Yeah.
stores are closing. I was in a mall just the other week, and 2 stores were having going out of business sales at the same time. That was impressive. But I see them kind of sliding into the place, where the old Woolworth used to be or whatever. Do you like
Yeah, I
that I
see a
brought
lot
up an
has been
80-year-old?
strip malls here.
Yeah. But
I don't know. Do you guys find any appeal to these escape room things?
I don't.
Um, I haven't been to one. I've debated checking them out. Just never got around or really enough interest to throw down some cash on it.
You know who's keeping these things afloat? I have a theory about this. I think it's corporations using them for team building. Because you have to work as a group to solve a puzzle. So a lot of businesses go ahead and pay for everybody to go and waste a day on these escape rooms. I'm very glad one of my coworkers was trying to talk our boss into it, and my boss luckily became deaf at that very moment. Thank God, so he didn't have to go.
Well, that's a good
Well,
thing.
hey guys, I've joined the
Hey,
conversation.
Danielle is on the line. Okay, I was wondering, we were starting to get some sound coming in, and I was like, well, is somebody else on the line or not? I couldn't tell. So thank
I
you,
was waiting
Danielle.
for an appropriate time to introduce myself. Hello.
Well, hello. We introduced you at the beginning, and guys, wouldn't you say it was my best ever introduction?
By far.
Okay, yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so now you've asked us about Escape Room, so what's the movie about?
The movie is essentially six people. They're all sent this box from someone that they know, stating that there's this escape room. It's brand new, it's state of the art, and if you make it out, if you solve the room or whatever, you get $10,000. So they had several different types of characters in there. They had one guy that was lived to do escape rooms. Like this was his 380th escape room visit or some shit like that. I don't know. They had a girl that was hard up for money, Deborah Ann Wool. People might remember her from True Blood. She played Jessica. She was a vampire, and she was attractive.
She's like the young one, right? Like the red-haired ginger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she is redhead.
You know what I think about them gingers.
Yeah. There's one other guy that I recognized, and that's Tyler Labane.
Oh,
From
from Tucker and Dale, right?
Yeah, Tucker and Dale for show. So the
And
movie
Reaper.
does not.
He was so good in Reaper. But okay,
You keep talking about Reaper, but you're the
you
only
have got
person
to
that's ever
see
seen-
that show. It's great. Oh,
Reaper is such an underrated show.
I don't know. I'll have to check it out.
hold on a second. I think Danielle may have stepped into another dimension. Can we listen to that for a second?
Can you hear me?
Are you caught inside of a television? They
No,
are
does it sound like I am?
There's a lot of something going on.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was worried. Okay, Mike, why don't you continue while Danielle's situating herself in the third dimension?
Sure. So they start off. It's not a ton of character development. It kind of takes care of the character development throughout the film. Bits and pieces of their story come together. It starts off with I guess it's a series of rooms that they have to solve each room to make it to the next one. But there's a twist that the things in the room that are dangerous are very real and dangerous and can kill you. So that's kind of the twist of it. The film reminded me a lot of Cube. I don't know if people have
It's
seen.
funny you say that because Ben in the chat room said Cube. When I was looking for pictures, I was like, so this is Cube. And that you said that, I'm like, oh my God. So the pictures kind of show you what it is. Go from one room to another and solve puzzles, or they kill you.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
That's correct. That is correct. So that's pretty much the plot of the film. It looks really good. It's a studio film. It's 99 minutes, so it might be a tad too long. They might have stayed in rooms a little bit too long. I think the first one they could have cut down a little bit. But the acting is very competent.
Okay.
Like I said, it looks great. The cast was good. It was a good mixture of different people. And I think the cast as a whole had decent chemistry as well. The stories that they drop throughout for the people, I usually don't like a lot of people and don't care about their stories, but they were actually interesting and well written. So, and I think well acted. So just
hold on.
What?
I need to flag the tape where you said I don't really like people or their stories. I need to mark down the time code on that one. That was at 20 minutes exactly. Okay, perfect. Okay, go ahead again. I'm sorry. That was important, everybody. Everybody's going to thank me later for doing that. Okay.
So, but yeah, the stories were decent. The rooms were very cool. They went all out on the rooms. It had a little cabin in the woods vibe.
Okay.
For the one portion of it, just the way it was set up. You know how the cabin was not a cabin at all. Really, it was this big, giant thing that was made. But it had sort of that vibe to it. It had I don't want to say a Saw vibe because it definitely wasn't as gory or violent.
Okay.
But it
had
was a little
traps,
gory
right?
at points. So, for PG-13, they pushed the envelopes, I think, in some portions of the PG-13 rating, which I wasn't mad at. I thought it worked pretty well.
Wait a minute. It was PG-13? That mean it actually released somewhere? Because I figured this was direct-to-video or streaming or whatever.
No, it was in the movie theaters. It came out in
the where?
In the movie theaters.
Oh, I thought we called those cinema houses.
Oh, yes, cinema.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
I remember when it came out. Is it supernatural horror?
No, it's not supernatural.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Wasn't sure.
no, it's just I don't want to call it like torture porn or anything, but I mean it kind of is because they're messing with people's lives in terrible situations.
Yeah, we just call that the Upper East Side in Milwaukee.
Oh,
Yeah.
but actually, it doubled its budget on opening weekend. So it was released in January.
Okay,
And
but okay, uh, here comes the rant. But any studio horror movie that comes out doubles its budget. I mean, it is ridiculous to me that movie studios waste money on things other than horror movies. It's like they come out, the worst pieces of shit I have ever seen make good money. You know, look at Pet Cemetery. That thing made a bunch of money. Do you know anybody that gave that a good review? Do you know anyone? I haven't heard, I haven't seen. Nobody's given that thing a good review. And that Texas Chainsaw whatever was in January that one year. There was one with the only one I remember losing money was that one Sid Haig was in, Creature or something. That came out and that was a tremendous bomb. But they made
was
it
it
for
in
30
theaters?
bucks. What?
Creature made it to the theaters.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for it opened like one day
Yeah.
and it closed
Ugh.
because it was so abysmal. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that was
remember
terrible.
that because I was like, "Oh, a Sid Haig movie is playing at a movie theater," and I almost went, but there was like something else playing, and I thought, "Oh, I'll catch it later during the week." Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. It was literally the only time I can remember a movie opening on a Friday and closing on a Friday later in the same day. I don't even know if I went after work if that screening was showing. It was that, it was stinking up the joint so bad. Okay, I'm done with my rant. Go
So
back.
what you're saying then is Death House had a longer theater run than Creature?
I don't know that I caught that. Danielle is now racing or something, I think.
I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry.
It's pretty funny, actually.
So
There we go.
what I said, Tim, is you're saying that Death House had a longer theater run than Creature did?
Maybe. I don't want to bet on that because I'm sure somebody is IMDbing it right now. But I think it was like on some list as the shortest runtime in a theater or something where I saw it. I went, hey, there's a record for you. I was kind of impressed.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, the one thing that I can guarantee from this film that there will be a sequel because their $9 million investment as of April 25th has grossed over $57 million. So
What? That's more than doubling, Mike.
well, no, they doubled it in the first weekend.
Oh,
they
in the
said.
first weekend. I was about
Yeah.
to say your math skills need a little something there.
Your listening
Holy
skills.
shit. Well, we all know that. That's because I'm running my mouth all the time. That is not
Yeah, but-
news.
Yeah, the
Holy
opening weekend
shit.
was $18.2 million. So
Holy
yeah, so
shit.
but yeah, nobody wants to do horror movies, right?
Was it-
They just make a lot of money.
Yeah, was this Blumhouse or
Who did do this? I don't know. Hold on.
Ghost?
Let me consult.
Okay. Do, 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 do. No.
So
We'll probably get a copyright strike on that.
I don't know. Someone in the chat room figure who put this out. I have no idea. Can't
Ben,
find it.
get on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us who did that. So, but again, I think overall it was well done. I mean, if you're looking for a movie that isn't too scary, isn't too gory, but it definitely pushes the envelope of a PG-13 and isn't totally a shit story. Obviously this is a huge nod to Cube. I mean, it's.
Right.
But Cube is something different. I mean, I don't think anybody can make a movie like Cube because it was definitely philosophical in nature. But
I think Cube, because of its, because it was so stripped down, it actually added a dimension to it. You know, there was no eye candy in that one. Okay, I'm being told Columbia Pictures by Ben in the chat room. Thanks, Ben.
Nice.
So
Thank you, sir.
Columbia
So, yeah.
decided to make money this time.
Yes, they decided to make money, and they did.
Distributed by Sony. So, yeah, these are little players that were involved on this one.
Right. So that's why it looked really good. Like, it's a finely shot film. So I'm definitely ready for my grade.
Okay, well, I'm working over here.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Doing? You're sitting there.
Shut up! Shut up! Okay, what is your score?
My grade.
Wait, hold on. Mike, what is your grade on Escape Room?
My grade on Escape Room is a B+.
A B+.
It's, I mean, yes, it's going off of a trend of things people do in daily life, but I mean, it's so reminiscent of Cube. I can't give it an A because it's lacking a little bit of originality for me. But other than that, it's really solid, and I think you won't be disappointed with the time spent watching it.
Wow. Well, fantastic. That was great, Mike. Thanks so much. Danielle, are you ready over there?
I am.
Okay, so Danielle, what have you been watching?
I have been watching Stars. It was released in 2014. It is a very Saw-esque type movie. It is about a couple that goes to Florida. The boyfriend is a comic book writer. And so he's going down there to explore this ghost town that supposedly has people living in sinkholes.
Okay.
So they go down there, and there are like 3 people that live in the town, and they stop at a gas station and meet the entire population of said town. And then there was a third character. Not really sure why. He didn't really add anything, and he died off really quickly with no explanation. So that was a flaw. But they stop at a house because they have to pee. So
you have to do that sometimes.
Yeah, it was just an abandoned house. They figured, why not? And while they're in the house, the third character, he's a brother, goes walking to the original gas station. Someone
wait a
steals
minute.
their car.
The third character, we use the term African American, not a brother.
Ching.
Well, I'm looking at the picture here.
He was a brother, if you know what I'm saying.
I feel you.
Okay.
He was not African American. Let me specify for people, he was not African American.
Just so we're clear.
I'm just helping. I'm helping.
You're not, though. He wasn't.
Okay.
It's the opposite of help.
I know, I'm going to get angry messages calling me a racist now.
This is what I bait ghosts into. Okay,
So they stop at this house to pee, and while they're inside, the car gets stolen. And so the brother starts walking to the gas station that they originally stopped at to get home. The gas station is 6 miles away, so he's just written off. And then the boyfriend goes on top of the roof to try to find cell service, because why would anyone have cell service?
Why going on top of a roof is the 5 feet going to make that big of a difference?
Apparently it does. He was able to call.
I'll try that next time if that ever happens to me.
Yeah, right? It seems like a good idea.
I'm finding it fascinating that it's easy to crawl onto a roof. Because even with a ladder, I don't go on the damn roof. That looks scary.
There was a very convenient ladder built into the building for them to climb up on.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Just by chance, it happened to be there.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
Really saved the day. So while the boyfriend is up on top of the roof, the their car that was stolen then comes back, and the girlfriend sees it. So she tries to run up onto the roof to get him, and in the process, she gets hit on the head and shoved in the trunk. And then about that time, the boyfriend sees the car, so he comes down off the roof and ends up getting gassed, some sort of gas to knock him out.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is the moral of the story is don't go to the bathroom in somebody's house that has a built-in ladder up to the roof.
The moral of the story is don't go to Florida.
Very true.
Wow, that's harsh.
It's a weird place.
That's harsh.
Nonsense happens down there.
You're a statist. You're a statist. Hey, I'm in the other state with weird news. Wisconsin rivals Florida for weird news. So.
Weird news?
Yeah, weird news. There used to be, was it Adam Carolla show used to do where they read really strange headlines and you would say Florida or Wisconsin?
I thought you said weird news. I was like, what, like third nipple?
Danielle, you can't prove that. Just so you know. You can't prove it.
It's an image that's never going away. Ever. Fuck.
All right. Keep going.
That's an attachment by email I did not open.
Oh, now you pissed off the chat room. We have a Florida resident getting all hacked out of shape over there. Way to go, Danielle. We got one person in the chat room and you offend them. Way to go.
I'm gonna get messages calling me a racist. I'm gonna get messages calling me a statist.
Yep, statist.
Basically, I'm the worst person in the world.
And frankly, because we just coined the word statist, I now have to update our special dictionary on the website. So I got to work on that tonight.
Good. I've made the list.
Yep, you made the list, Danielle, because of your bigotry. So
Jesus.
I pride myself in being the worst person.
I'm literally writing this down so I don't forget later. Okay.
I'm sorry, Florida. You have crazy shit happen.
She is not sorry, and it's kind of upsetting. Okay, go on.
So we wake up, and the girl's in a dog cage in the local high school that has also been abandoned. The boyfriend's just in a regular cage. It's a little sexist, but it's all right.
Was it the brother?
No, the brother is
okay.
MIA until later in the movie, but he's still irrelevant.
Okay.
So we wake up and there's an announcement made that basically it's like a Hunger Games situation going on. This dude calls himself the principal.
Oh.
And you have to fight another student to the death in order to be fed.
Okay.
And we follow it through with several people living and dying. We find out that the girlfriend is pregnant, and the girlfriend and boyfriend end up in the same room together. Boyfriend starts digging a hole out. He accidentally steals the girlfriend's pizza at one point, so she shoves her fingers down his throat, and then he eats his vomit.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pleasant.
Wait, was this premiered on the Food Channel?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of intrigued about this movie now.
It's actually pretty good. I really enjoyed it.
Now, when I looked for pictures on this one, I found a lot of pictures that made me think that it was shown on the Sci-Fi Channel. Was this thing, I mean, was it R-rated as far as gore? Because it kind of sounds like it was.
It should have been. Give me just a second. I am actually not sure what it was rated.
Well, I'm saying, I'm not saying what it was.
It has an R rating because it has an attempted rape scene.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was exciting as well.
Why is Rich not on tonight? Because we know what we would be saying right now. But okay, go on. He's our resident expert on rape.
Resident rape expert. Favorite.
It's awful.
Time code 38. Okay.
What does it take to be known as the resident rape expert?
Well, it takes a certain amount of experience in the field.
Not co-signing any of this. I'll take mark that motherfucker.
Rich the meat for nothing.
Oh, he's gonna kill me. Oh, it's gonna be slow too, but tender. Okay. Now I'm looking at an image of like a topless lady that looks like she took a lot of burn damage. What is that all about?
So she is the principal's wife. You don't even know that she is a she for the majority of the movie. She wears like a cloak and is the flunky, so to speak. She's the one that actually, hands out weapons for the fights and gives food. The principal is mostly just a voice until the end.
Okay.
And so you find out that is his wife, and they were stuck with their son in a car in one of those sinkholes for like 3 days.
This actually isn't sounding too bad. This one's kind of sounding okay.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was getting into. In case he's like, I have a tendency to go for like odd movies that probably haven't been seen anytime I'm on the podcast.
I would agree with that. I've always had difficulty finding your stuff. So, yeah.
Well, I want to review stuff that people might be intrigued about or should know to stay far away from.
Yeah, you certainly do that. Hey, is it time for grade?
Yeah, I'm ready to grade it.
All right, let's get to the right hallway. There we go. And Danielle, what do you grade Starve?
B+ as well.
A B+? Did we just have back-to-back B+?
We did.
Holy cow!
It's the first.
People are going to want to write that one down for history of the show. Oh my
I actually hadn't thought about a letter grade until I heard Mike's, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Perfect.
Now, where can you watch this?
Amazon Prime.
Awesome. Dig
Yep.
it.
Definitely check it out. It's a fun watch.
Fantastic. So, let's move now to our good buddy, Adam Holzapfel. What have you been watching?
So, my film is 2016's The Greasy Strangler, or as I like to call it, The Greasy Dangler. There's reason for that. So, the movie basically follows Big Ronnie, played by Michael St. Michael. He's probably the more well-known actor out of the two. He had a small clip in the Video Dead, and he is in an episode of Different Strokes.
You know
so,
what he's famous for, though, right?
Yeah. So
no, seriously, he's famous. He was the hairdresser for John Travolta.
I did not know.
Totally made that up.
No, I did not. I looked it up because I thought the guy looked familiar, and that didn't help. But I looked it up, and I said he was the hairdresser of John Travolta. I said, well, that's about right.
So, unfortunately, the movie is not about hairdressing, but he does. Yeah, I know. I mean,
that's my word for this movie altogether. So go ahead.
So, Big Ronnie runs a disco tour with his son Braden. Where
hold on, you kind of ran over that. I don't think that sunk in. Danielle, did you hear what he said? Runs a disco tour. A disco tour.
Are you sure he's not a hairdresser?
Yeah, I'm sure. He makes up stories, though, about the earth, the wind, and the fire. And how they, all 9 of them wrote a song in this little apartment upstairs. So, basically, it's a weird comedy horror flick. From the pictures Tim's showing, there's a guy with no nose wearing a pig snout. His name's Oinker, which, it's pretty original. Just a weird balls to the wall film that I'm not sure how many people saw. I know Elijah Wood and Ben Wheatley produced it, which once you see the film, it makes you say, what the fuck were they thinking? Braden's pretty much a virgin, meets this girl on the disco tour named Janet. She ends up staying the night, and then one of the weirdest fucking scenes in film history.
Don't remind me of this.
She's in the bathroom doing her business. Big Ronnie walks in butt-ass naked with a schlong longer than my arm. I'm 6'1", so that's a long hog that guy's hauling.
That's actually not an exaggeration, by the way.
Yeah. And he pretty
has a
much
hook on it too. It's kind of like a hook.
Yeah. The head looks like a rat's head, and that's no exaggeration. He angrily brushes his teeth while watching Janet take a piss. It's hilarious and awkward at the same time.
No, it's disgusting.
It's like hanging out with Tim at a convention.
Oh, give me a break.
I've had fun hanging out with Tim at a convention.
Yeah. Thank you, Danielle. You're my friend. Well, Adam, okay. I've seen this. Let's first check. Mike, have you seen this movie?
No, I have not.
Okay. And Danielle, have you seen this movie?
I have not.
Okay. I'm going to tell you both. Based on Adam's description, it's you kind of sit there and you go, boy, this kind of sounds like fun. This is completely bonkers. And that's the way I felt when I watched the preview for it. I went, oh, this looks bonkers. I want to watch this. The problem for me is the movie goes on for approximately 3.5 hours. And the father and the son have the same conversation about 35 times in the movie because they keep calling each other bullshit artists. I think if you would count, they awkwardly say the phrase bullshit artist somewhere around 285 times in the period of this movie. It is crazy. And I would say the special effects appear to have been done by Trauma, is what I would say. Though the movie looks like they actually spent some money on. I'm kind of curious how much they actually spent on the movie.
Now, I couldn't find out how much they spent, but limited run at the box office, it made close to $46,000. So I'm assuming they didn't spend a shitload of money on this. They used tapioca for the grease.
It's
Big
gross.
Ronnie's outfit is basically a bodysuit, so they definitely spared no expense there. But this will be the first time I called him a bullshit artist for those keeping count. The movie clocks in at 93 minutes, and
it seems so much longer. It seems so much longer.
And yeah, they do. The conversation does get a little repetitious, but I think that's to kind of hit home how much Braden's kind of bullied by Big Ronnie and how much of a pussy he is. But the payoff seeing Ronnie in a disco jumper that just shows that schlong off for a good, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And, your eyes just kind of focus on it. It's fun for the whole family. I mean, I can't say much more than that. Personally, for me, I think it's one of the better films to come out in the last few years.
Are you serious? Really?
Yeah, at a time when you have super serious films like The Witch, It Follows, all these art house bullshit films coming out.
Yeah.
This kind of gave it a cheap effects 80s, not necessarily shot on video feel, but it made horror fun again. And that's what it should be. I mean, you see a dude going through a car wash naked.
About 85 times.
Who the fuck thinks of that shit? It's absurd, it's weird, it's awkward, it's funny, a little bit gory. Definitely not for everyone, and that's why I love it.
Now, that I will say, I think there are people, and you're obviously one of them, Adam, that this just hits home, and I would say it's people that really enjoy awkward. That for me, when I see awkward scenes, I frequently just want to leave the room. This movie has more awkwardness in it. In the line reading, everything about it is awkward. It's just an awkward fucking movie. So if that's the type of comedy you really enjoy, I think this is the movie for you. I could not get into this thing. It hurt watching this thing. And I watched it specifically for the show. I was going to review it, and I hated it so much. I just went, what's the use?
To me, it's quotable. Several people I know will just walk by each other when we see each other, and we're like, "What's up, you hootie tootie disco cutie?" Or you're a big old smoothie. The dialogue's fucking awkward, but it's quotable.
All right. I think it's time for grades.
Definitely.
Adam, what do you grade this opus?
Since Big Ronnie dunked his dog all the way in, I'm giving this an A-. Because where it fell apart for me was the ending. Everything up until the ending, fun, awkward, made me fall in love with the genre again.
Wow. I can't believe what I'm hearing, but okay.
I'm really intrigued with the opposite sides of the spectrum we have right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
and Danielle, you can thank me if you ever watch this. You feel free to just thank me for trying to warn you away from it. But I'll admit nobody could have talked me out of seeing it when I saw the previews. I said, "God, that looks totally different," and it is. It's totally different. You're 100% right, but it's just not for me. You know, I think if it's your flavor, this is going to be a lot of fun for you. But otherwise, oh man, pain, pain, pain.
and you can actually find this if you have access to the FilmRise app. It's a free app usually on like Roku, Fire Sticks, any type of streaming device. You can watch it for free with commercials. So
Which
it's
app is
pretty
that?
FilmRise.
RISE. Okay, Film Rise.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's streaming a bunch of places too. I can't remember which streamers I saw it on, but it's streaming a bunch of places. So it's out there, folks. I don't know if that's me warning you or what, but it's out there. Okay. I'm gonna go. Oh, it's time for my review at this point. Here we go. I saw a film called Blood Lake: Attack of the Killer Lampreys. I'm sure you've all seen it. No? Nobody?
Nope.
It's a historic film, by the way. It is the first movie ever played, the first sci-fi movie ever played on Animal Planet. Okay. Here's the IMDb thing, and this will tell you the entire plot. After chomping through the fish population, thousands of starved lampreys begin attacking the citizens of a sleepy lake town, and the community scrambles to stay alive. Now, in the credits of the film, it's just called Lamprey. Guess which wonderful group created a movie called Blood Lake: Attack of the Killer Lampreys? Who's a film group that would make something this fantastic? Go ahead.
My guess would be Trauma.
No, it's not Trauma, because here I'll tell you a few facts about it. Shannon Doherty and Christopher Lloyd both appear in the film, along with, I'm not going to call it film. Who am I kidding? In this video, Zach Ward. I'm sorry. What, Adam? Oh, I thought Adam said something. Zach Ward, who was the yellow-eyed ginger bully in Christmas Story, is in this. Scott Farkas, if you remember, he's like the second biggest role in the entire movie. The star Jason Brooks is the spitting image of Rick Springfield when he was young. This movie, I would say, when you kind of hear the conceit, you're thinking Slither, you're thinking Night of the Creeps, but then during the credits you see the words "The Asylum Presents," right? So yeah, it was an asylum movie. Now, usually I see the words "The Asylum Presents," and I usually just stop the video and stop watching. But because I'm watching monster movies this year, I haven't seen this particular fish-based type horror movie. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to make it through this thing. There are some nods, and I was going to compare it to Jaws, which nothing's going to compare to Jaws, but they actually made some nods to it by having the Fish and Wildlife staffers looking very much like the uniforms in Jaws, and they're fighting with the mayor about opening the lake. but it's totally half-assed, you know. But it was an excuse for them to hire Christopher Lloyd, who I think a lot of them were fans of. The one thing I'll say, they hired some, not Shannon Doherty, but the other young actresses in the movie. They looked really good. They were very pretty, but they remained clothed throughout the movie, so I'm not sure why they were hired. I mean, they were okay, but they weren't fantastic actresses. I was like, what's going on? The super lampreys that become, the word was, for some reason, and I can't remember what reason they had, but for some reason these lampreys became overly aggressive. And these super lampreys are doing everything. They're busting through pipes. They're flopping hilariously across the ground, because lampreys are known that they can like move from one river to another by going over the ground for a little bit. But they also have taught themselves to climb up walls. You're hearing this right. By using their super sucker suction cup mouths, and they just kind of up the thing. It's really hilarious looking.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that noise. Could you repeat that?
It's certainly, dear. It is. So yeah, that's the sound effect they make, and they actually do have that sound effect. What's funny is you hear this, and you're thinking, oh, they did 100% CG, because that's what Asylum always does. They go to some, video game designer, and they get him on his break and have him do the video effects for their movie. Well, they didn't. And that was kind of surprising. They made about 10 of these props or something. Now, let's keep in mind the size and shape of a lamprey. It looked like this floppy little phallic symbol coming around that they were throwing at people's faces. So it was kind of funny from that standpoint. But I was like amazed. I'm like, wow, look, it's a practical effect. How did that get in there? I'll have to admit, I could actually watch the whole movie, which was a huge surprise for me. Because usually these Asylum movies, I can't even make it. It's too horrible. I can't do it. It's one of the more watchable.
I love Asylum movies.
You do not.
I do too.
Which one?
Dead Man
There we
Walking.
No, you never watched it. Get out of here.
No, I don't
Did you-
watch. I used to watch a lot because I used to work at Hollywood Video, and we
Okay.
would get in a ton of Asylum films, so I would watch them, but they were all terrible.
They had one. I literally fell for Asylum's trap when did Suicide Squad come out? Was it like 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Something
Sure.
like that. They came out with a movie that was named something like Suicide Bunch of People or something like that. It was real close to sounding like Suicide Squad. Ben, I need you to go to work on this. I don't remember what the name of this was. But what they did, and this is such an Asylum move, they put out a movie where there were bad guy villain types that were a superhero group, but because they never want to pay for anything, they picked all public domain characters, like Rumpelstiltskin or something, and I think the Wolfman, was a werewolf. They picked, what the hell else did they have? They just had all these characters that were basically grim fairy tale characters that were the Suicide Squad. It was the worst thing. I made it 15 minutes, and I'm like, I need to take a shower. This is so bad. I'm actually feeling the filth build up on me. It was just terrible. Sinister Squad. Ben found it. Sinister Squad. So people stay away from that one. This one, not as bad. Semi-watchable, which was surprising because, yes, I did say Shannon Doherty was in it. She was working the bare minimum on this thing. Oh, I guess it's also called the Avengers Grimm. Oh my god. How many ways can we cash in on the same piece of crap? Okay, so what was the name of this thing again? Yes, Blood Lake: Attack at a Killer Lamb Freeze. I am giving it, and I'm shocked to see myself do this. I'm giving it a C. I'm amazed. When I saw the words asylum, I was like, this thing gets maybe a D minus. You know, I was just preparing myself. It was watchable. Was it good? No. But it was watchable, and it was kind of cool watching Zach Ward being kind of a badass. It was a little surprising. I have to admit, I was sweetly surprised. So that's my review. We have come to the end of the program, which means, we have to look at the website. Let's see what's going on the website. Pull that up. And, the first article, that one I actually put out, I went and found 5 or 6 movies that are premiering on Amazon Prime. And it's odd. They tell you that it's premiering on Amazon Prime on this site that I look at. And most of them are free right now. So go ahead and watch that, including all the Friday the 13th movies through, I want to say, Manhattan are free right now. And I checked them all. They're all free on Amazon Prime. Bunch of good stuff coming out. Check it out on that story. You've been getting, Adam, a lot of heat, I guess you would say, from Inside the Steel Cage with Sean Phoenix. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so for those that don't know, back in October, Sean Phoenix attempted a maneuver called a 450. It's on an opponent on a table outside the ring. He missed the table and fractured his skull. So we kind of talk a little bit about his injury and his road to recovery.
Okay. So people can check that out. We also should warn the people of New Orleans. The meat is loose in New Orleans, so people watch out. He is on the move. We also have another Otherworldly Culture Radio. I've Got Issues number 5 is out there. And you got a couple openings of boxes and crates and a whole bunch of stuff out there on the website. And I don't think we talked about this the last time I was on. Otherworldly Culture presents 2019 Midwest Gaming Classic. I put a video out of that. So I am now the second most posting person, I think, on the site. I'm only about 10 million behind Adam. So I'm on the rise, guys. I'm on the rise. And now, Danielle, we didn't get a chance to talk before the show, so I'm still going to show your Buck Short Productions. Is that still accurate?
I am actually with Pika Productions now. It's not officially launched, but be on the lookout.
Okay, but you're going to tell me the minute it opens so that I can point people to it, right?
Yep, I sure am.
Fantastic. So that's great news. That will be coming to our website as soon as well. Mike, anything you want to tease? Anything coming to the website we need to tell people about?
Yeah, the newest issues, or the newest episode of I've Got Issues, number, what is that, 6?
5 is on the site yet. So 6
yeah, 6 is coming out.
Okay.
That's coming out tomorrow, actually. Ooh. And then next Wednesday we have a one-off where we talk about 1991, is it, Adam? 91?
Yeah, 91, 92.
Night of the Living Dead comic that goes into Night of the Living Dead London, which was written by Clive Barker. So that'll be next Wednesday. That'll be posted up on the website.
That's good. Okay. Danielle, anything you need to hype? People need to look out for with you?
Not yet. Just stay tuned.
She's being coy. She's got something. She's just not telling us about it yet. We'll find out. We'll find out here
I
first.
want to talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, and as she was saying that, she was literally being attacked by demons in another dimension.
Yeah.
You're going to have to listen back to this, Danielle. It was so awesome.
Sorry.
It's okay. It was
I
enjoyable.
tell the demons to hush, and they don't, and now we're here.
That's because they
Yeah.
got your
We all
Wi-Fi.
have that problem.
They got your Wi-Fi password, and that's what happens when they get your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God. The chat room is getting mad at me. There were 2 Avengers Grimm movies and 1 Sinister Squad movie. Apparently, we're just doing all this stuff. Sinister Squad is the one I saw. So don't see Sinister Squad. And I only saw 15 minutes, so whatever. Adam, you got anything you want to hype? Get us ready for that you're going to be putting out?
Hoping to do a film feast from Las Vegas next week. It depends on if I have time, so we'll see what happens.
Fantastic. That sounds good. But remember to have a good time while you're in Vegas. I hear a lot of people go there and they're just depressed. So try to have a good time.
I'm gonna be like one of the lampreys in the movie and just flopping around on the ground the whole time.
Like a giant phallic symbol. Here comes Adam. All right. Fantastic. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for tonight's Dead On Movie Reviews from Otherworldly Culture. And we wish all of you safe and happy. What's coming up? We had Easter.
Wednesday.
Okay, yes. Have a safe and happy Wednesday. That's okay. I need to work on that for future shows. And remember, as John Carpenter once said, horror is a reaction. It's not a genre. Otherworldlyculture.com.
What does that guy know? About anything?
He's such a bullshit artist.
Stop it. Adam, I heard that. Stop it.
I don't get the reference. I don't know.
We'll watch it, Mike. I'll let you borrow my copy.
Don't do it. Not even on a dare. Don't watch it. There's just no reason to ever watch that film. Ever.
Oh, there's all the reason to watch that film.